Days before a nationwide protest over bad governance and high cost of living, Nigeria is offering its young people jobs in the state oil company and billions of naira worth of grants and other incentives just to discourage the protest. A wave of protest is spreading across the continent, starting from Kenya, then moving on to Uganda, and now Nigeria is gearing up to join in. So what is going on? And why are young Africans taking to the streets? That's what we're going to find out today. First, let's talk about Kenya. The protest there started over the finance bill, which didn't go down well with the public. Imagine being told your allowance will be cut down to pay for your parents' golf membership. That's exactly how Kenyans felt. The discontent quickly spread beyond the budget to a broader critique of the government, which morphed into a hashtag, Ruto must go. And when hashtags starts to sound like commands, you know things are starting to heat up. Next, let's move across the border to Uganda, where they also had a protest. Young Ugandans organized a protest with the hashtag March to the Parliament. They took to the streets last Tuesday, showing that the youths are not just scrolling through TikTok. They're using it to mobilize and demand for a change. Now, all eyes are on Nigeria. Young Nigerians are preparing for a protest this week on August 1st, rallying under the hashtag End Bad Governance. And guess what? The Nigerian government are finally freaking out. President Bola Tinubu issued a warning, calling the protest a work of sinister people. The police chief and military quickly backed him up, with threats about anarchy and chaos. It's almost like they're trying to scare the youth into staying at home. But if history has taught us anything, this might just add fuel to the fire. So, in a move that screams, we are really worried, the Nigerian government doubled the minimum wage overnight. They even got the National Assembly to fast-track the approval, faster than you can say political maneuvering. Nigeria's state oil firm, NNPC Limited, which 7 years ago warned job seekers about fraudulent messages on job placements in the company, published on Friday a nationwide job vacancy in the company on their X platform for the first time in a decade. An NNPC spokesperson said flood of applications crashed the company's website. On Friday, Nigeria's Ministry of Youth Development also relaunched a 110 billion naira youth development fund that was started in 2020, aimed at providing grants to Nigeria's youth to generate jobs. This sudden generosity is totally aimed at quelling the protest, but whether it will happen is another story. Remember, these protests are more than just about wages. They are about systemic issues and bad governance. Here's a critical point. Across Kenya, Uganda, and now Nigeria, it's the young people, the Gen Zs, that are leading the charge. They are tech-savvy, connected, and frankly fed up. They are organizing and broadcasting their protests in real time on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and TikTok. This isn't just a local issue. The whole world can watch live as these protests unfolds, seeing every act of police brutality and government heavy-handedness. So what is the takeaway here? Governments across Africa are clearly shaken by this series of protests. They are trying everything from threats to sudden policy changes just to kill the momentum. But the underlying issues still remains. The youth are demanding real and permanent changes, not just temporary fixes. The big question now is, will these governments listen? Or will they just keep trying to silence the voices of the people? What do you think? Will these protests lead to meaningful change? Or will the government manage to suppress them all? Are we witnessing a start of a new era of youth activism in Africa? Please drop your comments down below. Let's get to discuss. And if you've got this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future updates. Until next time.